Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. I have just had the most stressful 20 minutes just before sitting down to shoot this. I was about to film and I went into my living room to get something, and I was greeted by nothing other than a wasp. Not a bee, a wasp. Something about this apartment that really grinds my gears is the fact that because it's so old, there are no screens on the windows. So if I want to feel a nice breezy, fresh air, if I want to have a nice moment in the sunlight, I have to open myself up to the risk of having deadly insects fly into my living space. That's a bit dramatic, but that's how it felt. And I was frozen in fear, did not know what to do. Luckily, my mom was in the area and I was like, hey, there's a situation, I'm panicked, I'm gonna start crying. Can you come help me? And she was like, I'm on my way. And that is why I'm a mama's girl, always and forever. The wasp is gone, and now I feel like I can actually chat with you guys and not be under constant panic. So I don't know about y'all's feeds, but something I've been seeing a lot lately is this new trend called Ralph Lauren Christmas. Even saying it out loud makes me chuckle because I just feel like it's so ridiculous. I guess it's like the theme of the year that people have decided. The goal is to sort of decorate your house like the interior of Ralph Lauren, or it's supposed to give off the Ralph Lauren vibes, the like very traditional red, green, plaid. Or maybe it's not plaid. I saw someone say, it's not plaid, it's ... and I don't know what they said. But just like, you know the vibes, just kind of like a darker, muted, very traditional, kind of understated elegance Christmas theme for this year. And I want to talk about it because I actually don't think that people want a Ralph Lauren Christmas. Now, of course, some people probably do. Like, some of us probably do like that design style inherently, and many of us would probably love to have the interior of our home look like the interior of a Ralph Lauren store. But I actually don't think that that's what this is about, and I don't think that that's really what any trend is about. I feel like every year we see these new trends, we see these new things pop up that we're supposed to just like jump onto, whether it's this year's Ralph Lauren Christmas or, you know, quiet luxury, coastal grandmother. Like, we've just gotten so into naming things and making everything into a trend and into an aesthetic. We're so far beyond like even knowing what our personal style is and what we want to feel. And I just wanted to make this video because I've been seeing it a lot, and I want to talk about how I don't think that this is actually what a lot of us want. I think what we want is like the feeling of Christmas, like the magical feeling of Christmas, the warmth, the coziness, the community. Like, I think that's what we actually want. I don't know if it matters so much what kind of home decor, like what kind of Christmas decor we're utilizing. I think what people are trying to capture is a certain feeling that feels like we don't have anymore. And that's kind of what I want to talk about in today's video. Before we begin, hi, welcome to Marigold Manor. This is my second channel where I talk about homemaking, lifestyle. I like to cook and bake and just be in my Martha Stewart era over here. So if you're interested in that, then please consider hitting the red subscribe button and joining our online community. So first, let's talk about like what this Ralph Lauren Christmas thing is. Basically, it popped up a few weeks ago, and here's the thing about these trends too. It's like, who starts it? Like, who decides that this is what we're doing this year? But once something catches, it's like wildfire, and it just spreads and spreads and spreads. And this year, it's Ralph Lauren Christmas. And like I said earlier, it's basically a very traditional type Christmas. But the problem is that because we're so accustomed to chasing trends, now people who were chasing the trend of like super beige and minimalist type of decor for their home and for their life, now those people are like, wait, I want to participate in Ralph Lauren Christmas. And now you have people who are gatekeeping who's allowed to participate in the trend, and it's just a mess. It's honestly a mess. And this is what happens when you don't sort of curate your own design style. When you're constantly chasing trends and you're constantly chasing aesthetics, you will never know what your own style is. And you grow your style, you cultivate your style by messing up, by picking things that you like and then deciding, actually, I don't think that goes with this. Actually, I like this better than that. I like this colored palette instead of that one, instead of just jumping onto what people online tell you is popular. Like I said, a good example of this a few years ago was the whole coastal grandmother thing. It was very Nancy Meyers. It was very Diane Keaton, rest in peace. Like, it was very that energy, and everyone was all into the coastal grandmother aesthetic, and people were trying to, you know, sort of curate their home and their living space to capture a coastal vibe when they don't live by the coast. And so that kind of makes it hard. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do that. Obviously, if that's what you want to do, if something resonates with you, absolutely go for it. But when we're jumping from aesthetic to aesthetic, theme to theme, trend to trend, we never really get to figure out what our style is. And let me tell you something, as a girl who is really into all sorts of different styles, I get it. Like, my home is literally an accumulation of a bunch of different styles. I've got the cottagecore, I've got the Edwardian, I've got, you know, the coastal, like I've got a little bit of everything. So I understand that, like, yeah, sometimes a little bit of everything speaks to you, and sometimes you see something like Ralph Lauren Christmas and you're like, oh, that speaks to me. I want to try and replicate that or embody that this year because I really like that. And I'm also a person who changes up my theme for Christmas every year. If you've been following along for a long time, you know that I make a big deal out of how I'm gonna decorate my tree every year. I've done like a natural tree, I've done a traditional tree, I've done, you know, blue ribbons, and I'm excited for this year. We'll talk about what I'm thinking of doing for my Christmas theme this year. Spoiler alert, it is not Ralph Lauren Christmas. So I understand the desire to want to do different things every Christmas, okay? And so this is not me trying to yuck anybody's yum or tell you what you should or should not do for your Christmas decor. The thing that kind of started happening with this Ralph Lauren trend online is that it started to feel a little condescending. It started to become a little bit like, you can't sit with us, like you don't actually have money because you're pronouncing it, you know, people were like getting on people for pronouncing it Ralph Lauren instead of Ralph Lauren. There's a big misconception that it's pronounced Ralph Lauren, but he is an American he is an American designer. It is pronounced Ralph Lauren. But it just turned into this thing of like, now it's turning into a class thing. It's turning into like an economic status thing. And that's actually what I think a lot of these trends aim to do. And I think that those of us who are not at a certain economic level, I think we are trying so hard to be a part of that as they make it look so enticing. They make it look so beautiful. They make it look so effortless, you know? Like Ralph Lauren Christmas, it's just, it's quiet luxury. Like it's all of these trends that have been coming up in the last few years, which I don't think is a coincidence, just given like where we're at, like in reality. In reality, a lot of Americans are not, you know, at the economic level to embody that sort of quiet luxury. And so we're trying to have it, we're trying to grasp it, and we're trying to like hold on to any little bit of I guess wealth or class or status that we can, because the truth is that the middle class is like basically gone. There's that funny meme of Home Alone when someone's like, all I want to know is what was Kevin McAllister's dad doing to afford a house like that? But that's the thing, is I think what we want is not necessarily this quiet luxury, super elevated, super expensive Ralph Lauren Christmas. I think what we want is a middle class Christmas. And the truth is that we like don't have that anymore. We can't have that anymore because things are so out of balance. Everything is more expensive, and the amount that things are becoming more expensive is progressing at a rate that salaries are not keeping up with. Like things are not working currently. And so we see these trends online and we see like, oh, I want to be a part, I want that. Like I want a home that has this beautiful fireplace and stunning decor for Christmas. And I want to be able to have that and embody that. And in times past, that was possible on a normal person's salary. Like it was possible. And now not so much. So I don't actually think that what people want is a Ralph Lauren Christmas. I think what they want is the middle class back. Being able to afford a 2-bedroom home in the area that you live and work in was something that I never thought would be so hard as an adult. And so we're at this place in society where many of us are dealing with that crazy like juxtaposition and imbalance of wealth. And these little micro trends that we see are just people trying to get a little taste of what they think is going to make them feel like their money is going anywhere. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't mean for this to turn into like a discussion on economics and politics, but I just feel like it's connected, and so I can't not talk about it. But beyond that, I think that these consumeristic and social media based trends, I think that they give us the illusion, this false feeling that we're participating in something as a group. Thinking about like community, right? And thinking about the conversations we've had about there not being any third spaces anymore and not having community anymore and not having, there's so many conversations online about this right now, like not having a friend that you can just go get groceries with, like all of these things that sort of create a community. I think that participating in some of these trends gives us the illusion that we have community and that we are doing something as a group, that we're doing something together, when in reality we're not. And it's kind of the same illusion that social media gives us in general, right? It gives us the illusion that we have a relationship with someone just because we send reels back and forth or we send TikToks back and forth. Like, that has replaced actual relationship with people. And similarly, participating in these trends that we see every year, I think also gives us the false illusion that we are doing something in a group, or that we have a relationship with people who are also doing this sort of trend. But I think that the truth is, and again, I don't mean to speak in generalities, but I don't think that most of us really actually care about a Ralph Lauren Christmas. Like, I don't think anyone actually genuinely cares. Like, yeah, sure, it's cute, it's aesthetic, it's you know, whatever. If you like it, I love it. I think what we actually want is the warmth that comes with that sort of comfort of being like, I worked my butt off all year and now I can enjoy this time off with my family. Or, you know, I was in school for this entire semester and I just finished finals and now I can like settle in with some hot cocoa and my best friend. Like, I think that is what we actually are chasing and what we're actually craving. And we're just using these trends and using things like Ralph Lauren Christmas and these buzzwords, we're using that as sort of like a band-aid over the problem. And the problem is lack of community. I remember a decade ago when I was like 22, one of my favorite parts of the holidays was the night before Thanksgiving. In my day, when you were away at school, a lot of times you would see all your friends when they came back for Thanksgiving. And so the night before Thanksgiving turned into this big reunion of like you and your high school friends. When I was in college, I remember the night before Thanksgiving being this like big thing, and we would all sort of like go out to the bars and we would, you know, go do karaoke and just like have fun, because it was like this feeling of home. It was this feeling of like all your friends are back. That's the high that I'm chasing. Like, those are the vibes I want to create. I think that we want to feel that energy. We want to feel the fun of seeing your friends after a long time. We want to feel financially okay. I think the truth that no one really wants to talk about is that a lot of people right now are cosplaying being wealthy, because so many people are struggling financially, and we have so much access to seeing people who are not struggling financially, and we think that they are the norm, right? Like, and not necessarily struggling financially, but like, I'll say it like this. I think many of us are cosplaying wealthy because we're not wealthy. Not that we're necessarily struggling, but I think that seeing so many people on TikTok, on social media as a whole, seeing people have levels of wealth that most people don't have. I think a good example of this is like seeing these influencers who are 22, 23, 24 years old, and they're buying houses in the Hamptons, and they are doing things that are not really typical for people at that age. Seeing that makes you think, okay, well, I should be able to do that too. I should have that too. And then when you don't have it, you feel like, okay, well, what the heck? What's going on? What am I missing here? And so if all I can do is take a little piece of what they have and like try and apply it to my own life, I'm gonna do that. And that is why things like Ralph Lauren Christmas, things like donut skin and strawberry nails and all of these things become popular. It's out of an attempt to feel like you have a little bit of what they have, if that makes sense. Most of us have normal jobs. Most of us are not making 30K on one Instagram post. Like, most of us are just living. A lot of people are living in this fantasy world where they think that if they cosplay luxury, maybe they'll start to feel the comfort that they're looking for. But I think that the truth is you can't find comfort in quiet luxury, and you can't find comfort in Ralph Lauren Christmas. You can only find comfort in community with people who love and care about you. That's what I think is the truth. I think that what we're actually searching for is being in community with people who really love and care about us, and who really want to be around us and want to celebrate the holidays with us. And that is priceless. Like, I'm thinking about so many Christmas scenes, and like at the end of a movie or something where there's like a party scene or, you know, whatever. And there's always just a lot of love in the air. There's always a lot of love and care for each other. Like the scene at the end of Christmas with the Cranks where they have pulled off the party, Blair is home, and everyone's there and everyone's singing, and they're singing in Spanish, and it's this beautiful moment of togetherness and people coming together, neighbors coming together. That, I think, is the feeling that we're chasing, and I think we're replacing that with Ralph Lauren Christmas. I think if you want to make Christmas feel magical and warm again, it's not going to be in the things that you buy. It's not going to be in your decor. It's not going to be in following a trend. It's going to be in how you cultivate and curate your community around that time of the year, right? So actually making time to go and, you know, have a holiday shopping day with your best friend, or, you know, or having little parties, little gatherings. I actually have a video coming out this week talking about different party and hosting themes for the holiday season. Throw a party, go to a party, have a sleepover, like do things that are going to make the holiday season feel magical, because I can promise you, you can have your entire home decorated like Ralph Lauren. And if that's like your style and you want to do that, then go for it. Like I'm not trying to stop you. I'm not trying to tell you not to do it. What I am saying is that the magic of Christmas, it doesn't really come in, oh my gosh, I sound like the Grinch. It doesn't come in a box. The magic of Christmas does not come in a box. It does not come in the decor. It does not come in any of that. It comes in, you know, in community and in being there for people and helping people and serving one another, and also like just enjoying each other's company. That is the magic of Christmas. And I don't want that to get lost this holiday season, because I feel like 2025 has been a wild, rough year. Comment down below if you also had a horrible year. I had a really rough year. I really did. I did not like 2025. I'm glad it's coming to an end, and I knock on wood and I pray that we can end this year gracefully. And on a good note. Some of the things that I plan on doing this year to make Christmas more magical, I really want to, I think I talked about this already. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what I have said to you guys and what I have not, but I am not trying to do a Ralph Lauren Christmas. I'm trying to do an Eloise Christmas, you guys. I want tinsel. I want pink bows. My living room has gotten very pink recently, and I'm so happy about it. I want, you know, like all types of garland and just candy, what are those called? Candy garlands. I want to make homemade garlands and crafts. Like, I want to make the season feel alive. That's my personal theme for the year. I am not doing a Ralph Lauren Christmas, but I also plan on hosting. I plan on inviting my friends over. I plan on, I have already 2 days on the books, shopping days with 2 of my best friends. I'm gonna go see the San Francisco Chorus, do their holiday spectacular extravaganza with my mom and my husband. I am, I think, throwing a party. We just got our first Christmas party invitation yesterday, so I'm super pumped about that. My mom and I are thinking about taking the train to a little holiday town called Solvang. It's kind of not in Southern California, but just after, I think, Santa Barbara, and look it up. It's super cute. So like, those are the things that I'm wanting to do, and those are the things I would encourage you to do. Spend time with your friends, spend time with your family, like have a movie marathon. You don't have to do it for the gram. You don't have to make a reel or a TikTok. You can just enjoy people. Like, you can just have a good time with people, and do it just for you, just for the 2 of you, or just for you and the people in your life. And yeah, so that's my little spiel on Ralph Lauren Christmas. And again, if that's how you want to decorate, I'm gonna say this again because I don't want to get accused in the comments of like telling people what they can and cannot do or what makes them happy. If that makes you happy, I want you to do it, okay? If that makes you happy, I want you to do it. But I also want you to think about how you can cultivate community at this time of the year, because it is a very special time of year. It's a very reflective time of year. And I think it's a good time to just be grateful and thankful for all the people that are still with us and that we still have in our lives, and to really enjoy them. So that's my plan for the holiday season. I think I mentioned this in another video, but I really want to do a Christmas series on this channel about making Christmas magical. So if you'd be interested in that, then leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on Ralph Lauren Christmas? Have you heard of it? Have you not heard of it? Are you into it? Are you not into it? And make sure to subscribe to my channel and join our online community. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.